And we're live.
All right. What's going on, everybody? This is Chris at Two Side Review. Welcome to another episode of Sunday Night Geeks. With me, as always, is my good friend and co host, Leo Rydell. Leo, say hi to everybody.
Oh, okay. I was trying to talk for a little bit and I've just realized my mute button was on. So I've been talking for like probably 2 minutes and I'm like, how come nobody's saying shit? So what's up, y'all? Welcome.
Hey, Leo, welcome back. And we have a special guest, a good friend of mine and fellow nerd geek alum. I was on his podcast or his show on his channel a few weeks back. Superman Nico, say hi to everybody.
Hello, howdy there, true believers. Welcome back to this.
Welcome back to this.
Yes, we're killing it right now. Thank you so much for having me. Very, very excited about this.
It's cool. It's really awesome. You are the first guest to be on our show.
Whoa! I just popped your guest cherry.
Yes, you did.
Oh yeah. I'll be gentle.
Oh please, because
what a darling.
Right. It's been a rough week, so I would appreciate all the gentleness you can give us.
Yeah.
But where can people find you social media wise?
Well, social media, we're on Twitter at New World Nerds, and then we're on YouTube. Like, I would subscribe to all that cool stuff. New World Nerds. Yeah, we're doing pretty good on the brand and stuff. It's all New World.
Yeah,
Nerds.
you guys really are. They do a lot of really cool stuff. They have a lot of their crew is really fun. A lot like Leo's crew over there at Geekly Goods. Just really cool people, really cool contents, nerds, smart, funny guys. You should definitely go check out both Leo and Superman Nico's channels, guys. Leo, if I don't remember telling you this, I was over there on his channel talking about Ant-Man, and we had a blast.
Yeah,
Nico.
it was awesome.
It was.
Man, that movie is a blast. So I'm sure y'all have really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, we got on
one. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
No, the first Ant-Man.
Oh shit! Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they're both. I know Ant-Man and the Wasp gets a lot of flack or whatever, but I was just like, it had a lot of stuff to live up to. It came right after Infinity War. I thought it was a nice palate cleanser. They could have saved it by not putting some everything in the trailer, which was
I loved Ant-Man and the Wasp. Sorry,
yeah, I had a good time.
I didn't.
No, you didn't. You sound like you were excited. That's why I was like, I know a lot of people don't like it, but I'm glad. I mean, I do. I don't care. I watched it on Netflix, and I was like, hey, this is pretty good. People need to shut up.
I think it's a fun movie just to kind of kick on and eat dinner or do something, while you're editing or whatnot or play. It's not as good as the first, but we got off on that Louise tangent. Remember?
Yeah, dude, we went on Louise hard. We were trying to get him his own movie, trying to get him to be like the person recapping. We should have recapped what happened with Avengers Infinity War. That would have been perfect. That's how the movie should have started. Maybe not. Maybe it would have matched tonally.
If Scott would have woke up, from where he did in the film, and he ran into Louise, and Louise recapped everything that happened in one of his Louise flashback sequences, would have been fucking hilarious.
Been a perfect scene, dude.
Thanos, but you hear Luis's voice,
right, coming out of Thanos, I got the power or whatever.
I got the glove.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. All right, we need to stop giving Marvel all these free ideas. They need to start paying us for this shit.
Well, they can have them as long as they use them, as far as I'm concerned. Because I'll milk the shit out of it as soon as I see it. I best believe. I'm like, that's my idea, and I'm gonna tell everybody. Yeah, but anyway, guys,
phone calls.
Right, making some phone calls, pulling some strings. But guys, Leo and we've been on a little bit of a hiatus because my birthday, we had Easter coming up, and just our normal 2-week rotation. But guys, something big just landed, and that's Avengers Endgame. And this film was dude, I don't know where to start. But
that's exactly
we're gonna try to do our best, guys, to get all 3 of our point of views, non-spoilers, and we'll try our best to come back and do some spoiler talk at the end, because we just have to. There's no way we all 3 can talk about this film and not, go to places with it, so to speak. So as our guest, Nico, what were your initial thoughts the first time you sat down? I don't know how many times you saw it.
I only saw it the one time. I tried to see it a second time. All of it was booked, so that sucked. But I have my tickets for this upcoming Thursday again. Maybe it's just going to be an every Thursday kind of thing until it's out of theaters. So
Holy crap.
I don't know.
Well, that's a good way to segue into how you feel about this film.
All right, just broad strokes. I thought it was more character driven than like an Avengers Infinity War. If you're looking for more action, like nonstop action all the time, I think Infinity War probably had more action beats. I thought this one was more fun, like joyride throughout the. I don't know. Is we in spoilers or no? I don't know what I could say.
No, I don't think we're on spoilers quite yet.
Okay. So I think it was emotional. I thought it was fun. I thought it was poignant. It was badass. It was high quality MCU. I think it was the reason we got excited when Nick Fury at the end of Iron Man said Avengers Initiative. I think its full potential was realized in this movie.
Yeah.
So that'll be my non-spoiler. Go see it. If you haven't seen it yet, I know it's not your fault because like there's no tickets. I know, like usually I'm like, what are you doing? This is your fault. Don't go to work. Don't go to school. See this movie. But this time, it's no one's fault. Like it's just everybody wants to see it. It's made $1 billion, so there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, and with good reason. But Nico, I think one of the things that me and you kind of really bond on, and Leo, same as well, is we're all really passionate, and I think that you come at it from a very emotional standpoint, and I think that's kind of what I kind of felt with it as well. But Leo, I'm gonna segue it onto you, my man. Because you got to see it long before I did, and you were doing your best, and I appreciate it, dude. You're a hell of a bro, not to spoil it, and you also gave me heads up on avoiding people's fucking Twitters, so because you knew I had a hectic week coming up with my school play going on and whatnot, and I wasn't going to be able to see it right away, like I wanted to, and I knew this. So Leo, what did you really think? Because you've been begging to kind of get it out. So. How do you feel, man?
Well, so I've seen it twice now. I saw it first time Tuesday. And like you were saying, Chris, I had to like grippingly hold back from saying anything. Like I was like, I know if I drop a quote, if I talk about one scene, I will fully spoil a moment for somebody. So I have to hold back. I have to just not say a word, not a peep. But honestly, man, I completely agree with you guys. It's very character driven, and honestly I was blown away. I got out the second time feeling almost just as high as the first time. I was just on this high of, oh my goodness, this is what a superhero conclusion looks like. This is what the conclusion of a giant universe 11 years in the making looks like. I mean, just this movie included some moments that I didn't even see coming, and it didn't really spoil itself. The trailers didn't give away what was going on that much. Like, yeah, you could kind of figure some things out, but I was still surprised with a couple of things, especially towards the end of the movie. But honestly, if I could summarize my feelings coming out that first time and even the second time, blown away, man. I just was amazed at what I saw, some of the decisions with the characters that they made, depicting like the grief that had been stricken after the events in Infinity War. I could go on and on. I loved that movie, man. Like I was awestruck. And I'm kind of, and this might open up another can of worms, but I'm a little bit worried for the future of the MCU because I'm like, can they really get that big again? Like, I love.
You all fucking doubted me.
Oh, come on, Chris. I wanted to doubt you, man, because I want more.
No, yeah, I wanted you to doubt me too because I don't want to be right. I don't want to.
I hear
right.
you. Like, I don't want to be right. I don't want you to be right. I want this to go on for another 30 years if possible. But after that, I'm like, man, where do we go from here? Where do we go?
I see. Right. I think they are, without spoiling anything, there's still some threads left, and you can definitely do some more stuff.
Very true.
I don't know. You said I don't know if it'll ever get this big again. I don't know if it needs to. Like, I understand there's a lot of cool stories we can tell. Like, I'd love to see a Secret Wars.
Well, it's not going to. Let's just be realistic.
Yeah, it's not going to. But
bubbles burst, man. That's what they do.
I don't know, guys. We don't.
But I think you couldn't hold anything back.
It doesn't mean it's going to be popular, but it could still have longevity. I don't think we can keep doing billions. What are we going to do? Fucking trillions? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Can we go to the half?
It made 1.5 billion this weekend so far.
Insane.
It's so insane. It's almost like trying to calculate how many fucking stars there are in the fucking universe.
Literally.
It's like, how in the fuck? Because, be honest with you guys, let's talk about like great films here. These aren't great, like, fucking awe-inspiring kind of, like, we're not going to praise like the shot composition and all that shit, and not all too much.
For this one, the quality is a little bit stepped up. Now, yeah, I can agree with your statement, but it in terms of films, I think it kind of stepped it up for this one.
Oh yeah, it did,
Shot selection and all. I mean, even references.
Where I'm going with, I think there's a lot of, like, just to kind of be the wet blanket asshole. I think there's a lot of films that could have garnered a lot more attention and got that $1 billion just because they're technically sound and great artistic films. But then we have this whole phenomenon that I'm not discrediting anything that Marvel's doing, but I just, there's a part of me, because of who I am as a filmmaker and a love of comic books, I'm really torn. So it's for me to see this thing doing $1 billion and plus, and all the success that's going on, for me, seeing that phase shift in Hollywood and all that shit it's really weird and kind of, I don't know. It's torn. I just think that I don't know if more movie-going audiences are going to see movies, or is it? I'm curious to see how many people are going back. Is it people seeing it multiple times? What is it? What's it really doing? It's curious to me. Is where I'm going with it.
I've definitely seen it more than once and plan to see it a third time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only seen it the one time, and I would have seen it more times if the theaters would allow. But there was no tickets in my area, and I am going to go see it again. I already have my tickets for Thursday, so
I'm definitely going to see it again myself.
I think a lot of what you're saying, like, is valid. Like, what's happening? Like, what does this mean? Like, is it the best, like, technical movie? Is it like the most sound story? No
way, it's not.
I just think it does. It's the personification of suspension of disbelief. Like, I felt I was somewhere else. I was caught up in it. Nothing else mattered for the fastest 3 hours of my life. I that's just what I have to say about it.
Yeah, you're right about that. In that the universe is sort of a commitment. It's already pulled us in from Iron Man to now. I mean, this universe, we've grown attached to it. I mean, we're invested. This is a reality outside of our own. And man, I'm not gonna lie, like half of me was crying because I was like, well, shit, it's over.
Yeah, that's why I told you. Okay, so my initial thoughts, guys, like right off the bat when it ended and I was sitting there, I was thinking to myself, a lot like Leo said, where do we go from here? I didn't care for I didn't care. I was left with moments, guys, where I was just like heartbroken, and like I went through a gauntlet of emotion. So at the end, I was really confused about like how I feel, and I really do like it's. I felt like the end. I felt like weight was kind of lifted off my shoulders. There were parts where I felt like weight of like
how was this weight, man? This is like a pet growing up.
Because because the things that happen in this film, I've been thinking in my mind, okay, are they going to do this? Are they going to do that? I was ready for that shit to be over, and I got it. You know what I mean? I got that's off my chest. I know how they ended it. You know what I mean? That kind of weight.
I could have had about 4 or 5 more films, but hey, I hear you.
So I liked it, but my initial thoughts were I liked Infinity War a lot better. For some reason, Infinity War, when I saw the end of that one, I was like, fucking shit, this is heavy. This one was not, I felt just
well, this is the
somber
redemption story.
But I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun. It was interesting. I loved all the heroes at the end. Oh my god, it was fucking awesome. I loved all. Shit, sorry, didn't mean to spoil, but I mean, if you're paying it, dude, if you're paying attention to how these films are going, if you don't think all the heroes are going to come together at some point in this film, you're fucking stupid. Sorry, I said it.
It's not just.
I didn't tell you.
It's not just comics, though. Like that's just storytelling.
That's just storytelling.
Yeah.
There was great moments, guys. I'll just say that great moments, and we'll talk about it later, guys. Like you were saying before, Leo just, oh man, I was going, oh, I know Leo loves this part, and I'm right there with you. And it's super cool. I love the elements. For me, it felt like maybe three act narrative, but maybe 3 different films. Every little moment that shifted into a different phase of the story felt
could have been its own film.
Yeah, it felt separate but equal in a way, like connected. And I was surprised by a few. I wasn't surprised by some. I'll just say Thor. That surprised me.
Yeah, 100%.
I didn't see that shit coming.
Dude, I was like, what?
I've never related so much to a superhero.
Right, I was like, oh god, that was just so brilliant. But yeah, so that's where I lie with my initial thoughts, guys. So
Chris, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Empire or Return in Star Wars?
Ooh.
Empire.
Okay. Wait, I got one more for you.
Okay.
Shit, I had it on the tip of my tongue.
Can I answer? Can I answer this too?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Go for it.
I'm guess I'm going to show my colors, but Return, dude. Like Empire's great. I just love Return, dude. Luke in that black suit.
Did you like Endgame better than Infinity War?
I sure did.
Yep. And Chris, you liked Empire better than Return?
Yeah,
you liked the first half better than the second. Kill Bill Volume 1 or 2?
Volume 2 is better than 1.
Okay, all right. That's a little different because I like Volume 1 more.
I like Volume 2 more.
I like Jedi, guys. That whole Luke fighting his father scene and all the Emperor and the
Empire was dope.
That was freaking. That was
Return.
tight. That was tight, bro. But there's some moments in that. I don't like the fucking Care Bear fight. I'm sorry.
That was for me.
Dude, even as a kid, I was like, "This is not."
But just that whole redemption of Luke in the end, like, made up for all that, man.
Yeah,
and I think that's what Endgame did for me. Is it was the comeback story. What happens now? How do they come back? And it impressed me, man. Like, I was blown away when I know we're not on spoiler territory yet. But, man, when we get there is one moment of that just final arc that my jaw dropped, man, and I literally kind of yelped in the theater because I was so excited.
Leo, yeah, I did too. There was moments where I was like, I cussed out loud with happiness. Leo, Dark Knight or Dark Knight Rises?
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
Okay.
Dark Knight, undeniably.
Okay, if you're going on a road trip with your friends, is it about the journey or getting to the place?
Depends which.
Depends, yeah.
Nah, journey.
If it's
usually journey.
Well,
the road trips are fun, dude.
Dude, yeah, that's especially for me.
True.
For me, it's always about the journey.
Yeah.
Getting there is very somber and ending for me. Like family reunions, the last day we're all together was really just I couldn't have fun that day because I missed them and I know I was gonna feel emotions and I'm all about the journey. So that's kind of where I lie with.
If we going to Disneyland for the first time, I don't know, bro.
All right, okay. Fucking
I mean,
Disney.
it depends on the destination and the circumstance.
Yeah, I think that does too.
Because think about it, if you're going to
Disneyland, that's
Dubai or something, you take a road trip, get on the plane in another state, and then, like, I want to be in Dubai, bro. Like, I'm cool. I'm cool with the journey.
I guess I was more or less speaking if you're going on a road trip across country with your friends and you're just going to one said place, and but that's all about
without an end game.
Ooh,
or destination. Ooh. It doesn't. Of course, the journey is better. But I knew what was going to happen in the end. I knew they were going to beat Thanos. Like, come on,
they beat him like how many times? They beat him twice.
Yeah. All right, sounds like we're getting to the spoilers.
Oh shit!
Oh man,
sounds kind of like spoilers. Anyway,
Like you don't. Oh fuck! I see because sometimes spoilers make me angry because like people should like if you're a film nerd or a comic book nerd or just a storytelling kind of person, you can kind of map out this movie. I think that's why I'm a little sour. We've seen so many of it, guys. I think we all agree. Both. Sorry, I'm used to just having Leo here. That there's just some moments. It just have to be there.
Yeah.
And if you don't think they're not going to defeat so and so, then you're not paying. Then I don't know.
Yeah, they're paying attention.
Yes, you're not paying attention.
But I think they added enough stuff to where it'd be like, oh, okay, so that means that. I think there's still like a lot of threads where you can take from it. It's like, oh, it wasn't so clean cut. Like, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but Infinity War still happened.
Yeah,
like
it was still there.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of cool stuff, a lot of stuff to talk about. Like what's perfect for this, perfect for a podcast where a bunch of nerds are getting together to talk about it. There's still a lot of juices left. I think that it went a lot, like it took on the beats that we thought it was going to have, but it still did it in a really cool, really interesting way.
Right, I totally agree.
Yeah, Chris, are we hitting that halfway point yet? Probably not yet. I really want to talk about
everybody just wants to take the reins off, man.
Yeah, you know what? Go for it, Leo. You've earned it.
Okay.
Take the reins off. We're almost there. We're about 5 minutes out, but that's okay. We lasted this long. It's all good.
It's like as soon as Cap freaking picked up Mjolnir, man. Sold. Awesome. I was like,
I knew it.
This is it right here, man. This is it right here. This is the Marvel movie of the century, fellas. I'm sorry. That's Marvel.
And then he started wielding that He started wielding that thing like he knows how to do it.
Yeah, like it was habit. But we've seen him scoop the table in Age of Ultron. So it's like, all right, there was like a hint.
And then remember Thor's face when he moved the hammer, though?
Yeah, he was like
nothing.
No. And then he was relieved when he couldn't get it up. It was like, oops, I might be a little fucking worried right now.
Yeah, that was awesome. And
another awesome moment was Captain America again when he was. Oh shit! Can I say it? Yeah, when he's fighting Captain America again, I'm whispering like nobody can hear me.
Yeah,
and he's like, "I could do this all day," and he goes, "Yeah, I know. I know, motherfucker."
Oh my god, he's used to that crap.
I fucking loved it. I loved it. I laughed out loud.
Oh man,
that's America's ass.
Right, that is America's ass.
I think what I really enjoyed about this movie is that Thanos did, I guess, quote unquote, get defeated in the beginning, but he didn't really. He won by a long shot. Mm-hmm. He had the Avengers tied behind their backs. The stones were gone. Nothing could be done about their friends. Like, he had their hands behind their backs for 5 years, dude. And it took a hell of a toll on society. And it was pretty accurately represented. And I like that, it's not as action-packed, but we do get a villain that's not really there most of the time, and I something about that aspect I really enjoyed, because we got to see the reaction, we got to see how how that's molded and turned the characters. Clint becomes a full-on assassin. Thor becomes fat as hell.
That whole scene with Clint, that was badass, actually.
Yeah, I loved that, that scene.
Why couldn't we get that Hawkeye from the fucking beginning?
So when we saw those shots where the camera was panning and very slowly he was like in the windows,
yeah,
you could see like the fire,
Dutch tilts
like
everywhere.
I was like, come on, man! I really wanted that to be like shown. Like, I would have loved for that scene to be choreographed and put on screen.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand why. Maybe time constraints. Maybe they did shoot it.
Yeah, maybe time constraints.
But you also got to understand something, Leo, and you're going to be a producer in a movie soon. So sometimes if you do it correctly, you can create, the visual of like, don't show kind of aspect. I get what you're saying, but sometimes for convenience and artistic, I like that. For me personally, that's just if it's done like that. But if it's done all the time, that shows that maybe they're too scared to show the fighting. I don't know. But that was still a badass scene.
It was, regardless.
And I think that actor's gotten killed by both Hawkeye and Wolverine now. Because I think he was in The Wolverine from 2013.
What? For real?
Yeah, he was like the one under the son of the Silver Samurai. So like the one he's fighting in like the Twilight, I think that's him. In which that was one of my favorite Wolverine moments. So that's how I remember. But yeah, I think that guy's been killed by multiple Marvel characters.
That sounds like the dream job. Like,
yeah, put that on your resume, you know. So you guys were saying Thanos is still in this movie, still a bad guy. I think Infinity War was Thanos' movie. This movie was the Avengers movie for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Well, they're called the Avengers.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
they didn't have Infinity War, though. That was not their movie.
I get that. But for this one, it was the Avengers. Like there's like goosebump moments, guys. They were talking about the scenes towards the end. When all the female characters got for that big hero shot.
Oh, so awesome! I didn't know I needed that.
I didn't know it either. And my friend was telling me like, "Who is that? Who is that?" And I'm like, "Who is that girl?" I'm like, "That's Rescue Dawn, dude. Read a comic book."
Get out of here!
Leave me alone. Like, I'm watching this shit. So it was really cool to see just certain moments, and like I said, like I thought I knew Tony was gonna go. I didn't know how or when or whatever, but I knew it was bye-bye.
I knew it was gonna be him and Cap. I knew they were gonna be out of the Avengers. I didn't know who was gonna die.
Cap did kind of go, if you think about it, but
yeah, he did.
Things I didn't see was Fat Thor.
Yeah,
exactly.
So good.
Professor Hulk. I definitely didn't see Professor Hulk coming.
I didn't know I needed Professor Hulk or Fat Thor in my life. I didn't know. I didn't know just how much. I want Professor Hork. That's I want Professor Hulk to team up with Asgardians of the Galaxy in a movie. Directed by Taika Waititi and produced by Gunn.
Yeah,
that'd be perfect.
Dude, that would
Taika Waititi already pitched Thor 4 so who knows?
Yeah, and they're looking at it. Tessa
Thor
Thompson
can't die, dude.
There's some work going on that.
I would think it'd be. I would love for them to come in and do one, and he's trying to get back into shape in the first part of the film. And
like on a treadmill,
or trying to get him to get back in shape.
Just Eye of the Tiger's playing in the background.
Right.
Or maybe no, it's Korg singing it. Korg is singing Eye of the Tiger. That'd be great. Oh, so okay, we talked about Cap grabbing Mjolnir.
Not a lot of Captain Marvel.
So hold on, before we go into that, I just want to talk. I keep forgetting about it every time I talk about Mjolnir. Did it remind you guys of Rey in The Force Awakens?
When she grabbed the lightsaber?
Yeah, because it goes right past Thor, like it goes right past Kylo Ren, and just Cap grabs it like Rey's like boom, gets it like it's
they're in the same company. Yeah, borrowing shots.
The guy that edited is like, "Hey, I know exactly what we could do. I did this once before. Watch it." Right. Yeah. But that was that moment right there was awesome.
Oh,
and Thor's reaction.
Part of the movie.
And then when he was wielding that thing around, like he knew exactly how to use it.
Yeah.
Another thing, guys, what in the holy shit was Thanos' sword made of that it fucking crushed Cap's shield like that?
Like it was nothing.
Oh, like ting, boom,
like, wow.
Yeah.
I was like,
awesome.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yep. No more vibranium. Goodbye.
I don't want. You can no longer show me vibranium and make me impressed by it after that sword beat the shit out of it.
Yeah, so easily.
Right.
And in the comics, he was like using his bare hands, but that did happen.
Yeah, it did. And did you guys kind of get the subtle cues to that flashback that Tony had?
Oh,
there's some moments.
Yeah.
There's some moments where Cap laying on the ground looked exactly like.
Yep, exactly like that vision.
That vision. And Tony coming back all pissed off and scared and shit. Really because I'm so invested in Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal of Tony Stark. I just think it's awesome that seeing him Iron Man like that was like just really disheartening for me in the first part of that movie.
Oh, 100%.
Oh man,
I was not expecting them. I was not expecting them to like like
have
slim
Tony
him
do
down in CGI. And when he comes
yeah.
back, the first thing he tells Cap, I lost the kid. Like that hit me because
But Cap
I
also
felt
said,
like
"No, we lost, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
We lost."
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was from Age of Ultron.
yeah, it's like we'll do that together too. But I liked it because I felt like in Infinity War when he's just there, like he's just like okay, he's just shocked like what just happened when everyone gets snapped, and there is like that's the emotion. Like saying it out loud makes it real. Is like I lost the kid, Peter died because of me, you know, and it just shows like how much he means to him. And then we get that again when he's in his little shack with Pepper. We get him
Tony,
like
right.
Peter is the thing that got him to figure it out, you know, got him to do the mission.
And Tony wanted to always do the right thing for Peter, but he was always worried about it because he knew the consequences of being the mentor. And not to
he
brag,
knew he could
but
get him in danger.
right. But when you put yourself out there for somebody else and you feel like you have responsibility for their safety, and if for some reason something happens to them, it devastates you. So Tony was definitely feeling that, and we see him grow to this point so much that it impacts you so much at that point.
Oh, to where
like when he calls Cap a liar, like right to his face, the way he says it, I'm like, son of a bitch. It's like
that was awesome.
Tony is just like, and then but seeing him with his big ass spoiler, seeing him with his daughter reminded me of me with my daughter. I am very dry and sarcastic with my daughter and funny with her. And, I don't sugarcoat shit, it's really fun. I love seeing that part of Tony.
Oh, 100%.
So the feels are there, man. For me,
they're all over the place, bro. I mean, Tony, period. I mean, the fact that
Rocket had someone,
huge spoiler, folks. We lost him. I mean, it was a fitting end, honestly, to his arc throughout all the films. It's always kind of been about Tony. It's time for him to lay down on the wire, like Cap said he would never do in Avengers.
Coming full circle.
Wrong.
God, can I tell you how much I secretly love Captain America?
Yeah,
like why is it a secret?
I don't know why. I don't know why it's a secret for some reason. It's like they view him as like a goody two shoes Boy Scout. But I'm a big Batman fan. Leo, I'm the Batman at my school because you've seen it. And I believe in justice, and I believe in fighting for what's good. Even not waiting for the green light, not waiting for somebody to tell you, okay, it's time for you to be the good guy. No, I'm gonna do the right thing no matter what the cost because it's the right thing to do. And Captain America fucking embodies that. He knocked his ass down. His arm was fucked up. He grabs the fucking straps that son of a bitch up, gets up in face of that damn army, and comes right at him. Like, God damn it. Bravo, motherfucker.
Turn that shield into a tourniquet.
Right.
Like,
got back up. He's not going to, he could do this all day, and he fucking proved it. There's something about that fight that I respect and admire. And it's so weird that we're talking about a fictional character on a damn movie screen.
I mean,
but if it inspires people, who the fuck cares? And I go out there every day to try to do the same thing. So I think Chris Evans, at first I wasn't sold on it. I didn't know what to think about a Canadian playing an American superhero, but then I thought I like Wolverine, so I'm biased. So and like most of our superhero characters are fucking not from America, but it's not that. It's not the point. So. For me, I fell in love with Captain America's attitude, demeanor throughout this entire, saga.
Yeah,
for real, for me,
better and better as it went on.
I would, if I was fighting, I would love to be on Captain America's side. Jesus, like I'm Scott Lang basically, and he's like when he gave the speech, he's like he's really good at that.
I know, right?
No, right? It's like
I'm like that too.
What to say.
Captain America could like talk me into becoming gay. Like he's that
Don't act
good.
like you would need a conversation about that. Right. You would just be like, Chris, have me.
Right. You're right. You're right. But
Let
you know
me
what
touch
I'm saying.
America's ass.
And there's nothing wrong with being gay. I'm just saying he could really convince me.
Yeah, he's a convincing motherfucker, man.
I'd fight with that dude. I would want to be on his side. And I can understand like it's a family and I get it. So with what they're trying to create, it's really cool. And if little kids are seeing this, and they're feeling like we're feeling. That's that kind of makes me hopeful for a generation of kids watching these kind of movies and not watching sadistic horror clowns coming out of sewers and shit.
Hey, nothing wrong with it. Huh?
He's like, whoa.
I will say, man, Cap has just been such a great character in this entire arc, in that he's always kind of kept to that, like, the person he is, in that he's just always been such a very strong personality that Cap's arc, he's just become more and more him, like, a better version of himself. And we finally see that peak here, and then he gets what he deserves, a fucking life.
Yeah.
Cap gets to live. Like, that was something we all wanted for Cap, because he's been on the front lines the whole time. He doesn't know anything but.
Yeah.
Finally got a chance.
So I think the Russo brothers, like when they took over the reins for Captain America and Winter Soldier, I think they made him cool. Like, he was all right, but then they made him like badass.
They did.
And I think Chris Evans made him a person. And like, he was the man behind the mask. He did all that. Like, made us care for when he was there talking to Peggy in the hospital bed. Like, caring when he just wanted a friend in Black Widow and stuff like that. So when he does get his happy ending, we're happy for him. It's like an old friend. That's what I love so much about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In Phase 1, we were there for the supermen and women to see them in these scenarios. Now we come back for the men and women, not the super part. We're back to revisit these old friends. And so when something good happens to them, you feel happy for them. So Iron Man, yes, he went out, but he went out like he was supposed to. He went out every time anytime he had a chance to stop being Iron Man, he always came back to Iron Man. Like, at the end of Iron Man 3, still was, I am Iron Man. Age of Ultron, you just created Ultron, still came back in Civil War, I am Iron Man. Like, he was always Iron Man the whole time. And Cap was a soldier. All he wanted to do was live his life. And he just wanted that last dance. And the movie ending on that note was the best thing. That's what I wanted for the longest time, and I'm so glad I got to see that.
Yeah, I finally got to dance with Peggy.
I love Peggy so much. I love Agent Carter. It's a great TV show. I don't know if you got. Yeah, it's so good. Season 1 is perfect, dude. We got fucking Jarvis from the show, and I flipped out, dude. It was so awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, finally a TV show character in a movie
from a TV show. Yeah, and we got Maria Hill in the end there.
Yeah, just there. She's like, "Oh, I'm here. I'm the only one that does double duty and goes on the TV shows."
Man, there was a specific part that I was going to point out. I kind of wanted to return to that detail earlier. Not a lot of Captain Marvel. Especially for all the hype that it seemed like Kevin Feige was like talking about her. He's like, she's the strongest in the cinematic universe. Well, there was like a couple scenes with her. I mean,
they took her out because of the backlash of her not being able to like control her body language or mouth.
See,
I doubt that. I think there were a couple more scenes with her, but I think this is about the big three. This ain't about.
So Hulk, you think storyline wise, Hulk had to be the one with the big ass spoiler? Turn it off.
I think we're way past that point.
You think Hulk had to be the one to fucking do it? If she was so powerful, why the hell did they make them? So. Why did they make the script choice to have her out in the fucking space and shit?
Well, remember, let's not forget there aren't other Avengers on every planet. Like, she has to guard every planet.
Let's not forget, some asshole writes that in there.
No, that was in there from the start, and it's from the comics as well.
Then this is a big ass thing. You tell her to come back. You get a hold of her right away. You say, "We have a plan, Captain Marvel. Get your fucking ass back here."
I mean, like, think about it like this.
Don't give me that
shit.
There's
a Thanos on another planet, and she's fighting him off. And she has to leave that planet and let it be destroyed for you guys. Like,
Yes, to restore the
No,
balance of the
it's
universe.
not gonna
I'm
happen,
sorry,
bro.
motherfucker. You're on your own.
She's trying to save the
she's
universe in
captain.
another
She's the
spot.
captain.
He said it at the beginning of the movie, dude.
No.
That set the tone for why she's been gone the whole
Yeah,
time.
you gotta understand. They wrote that in there for a reason. So they didn't want her to touch
But
the
that's
gauntlet.
very like her character, though.
But, okay, dude. When it's the shit, it's the fan. You call in all the troops.
Maybe they did. Maybe she was
You
in deep
obviously
space.
never spent any. No, the pager hit her.
How long was that?
If 1995 technology can fucking work in
I mean,
2025, I'm pretty sure it would still work.
It only took her like what, a month to get there?
Yeah, and how the fuck did she find Tony flying out in space?
Because I think what happened is she went like, because we saw at the end or the mid-credit scene for Captain Marvel, she comes in like Cap still has his beard and stuff. So I think she went there. Where's Fury? And they're like, we don't know. And Rocket's like, hey, I low-jacked my ship because like, why wouldn't you? And hey, can you go pick them up because they're just floating? Maybe they're friends on there. She went looked to see if there's friends on there. Hey, they're there. They need a tow. And then she AAA'd them all the way to Earth.
Makes sense.
Wait, how did Nick Fury lowjack the Milano?
No, Rocket did. Rocket LoJack, because that's his ship. That's his car. Like he's gonna know how to. He knows where his
baby's at.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only one that makes sense.
Okay, I agree. Come on, Chris.
I agree with you that like why wasn't she there when they're doing the quantum shit? Like that makes sense. And all right, she wants to do her own thing because she's like, oh, I'm not going to be back for a while. But like, if she's not here in this movie, like the same people who are mad that she's in this movie are the same people who are mad that she wasn't in.
Why does
Avengers
she always
1.
have to come into the movies with these grand ass entrances too? Like,
I
you
like
got to
every single time,
Marvel,
like,
bro.
That is Marvel is full of Deus Ex Machina.
Like
she's
she
like,
came at the best part.
Captain Marvel's
Hell
here.
yeah, love
Captain
it.
Smartass.
She's grown on me, bro. I like this Captain.
I like her haircut.
I
like short hair.
I like the short haircut too.
Like, I hate. I know it's, dude. I'm very torn with how I feel about Brie Larson. I don't know if I like her as a person.
And let's not forget about the A-Force that appeared here. I mean, the Avengers / A-Force. Amazing.
That was so cool.
Oh, that was.
I did like.
So dope.
I liked Pepper as Iron Woman. I was feeling that.
Iron Woman.
It's Rescue.
It's Rescue Dawn.
But I like how I knew there's gonna be people in the theater that walked out and was like, actually, Rescue doesn't have any weapons.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't. She's just like she's like
an EMT.
Right, she's like the Prius of Iron Man suits.
She doesn't have any weapons.
She can't do anything. Her pulsars do not work.
Yeah, I was waiting for somebody to say that, but I was like, oh, I'm just the asshole.
Purple Iron Man chick.
I'm totally be down for an A-Force movie.
Is that what they're calling it? Liam?
Well, like A-Force is like the all-female like Avengers team, but like. If they do the movie, my only thing is like, how are you gonna write it out? Like, if this is like super important, where are like all the superheroes? Like, why aren't the guys showing up? Like, well, it's because we wanted to make a movie with Jessica Alba. Yeah, but plot wise,
okay.
Like, why?
Real quickly, while you went off on that real quick, I thought of something for Shazam. I know this is so off topic, but fuck it.
Spoilers for Shazam.
Okay, if Superman showed up in the cafeteria at the end of that, where the fuck was he during the whole damn fight scene and shit? Just watching.
He was
like,
banging
why do they do that? Why do they have those fucking cameos? Because in the real world, not the real world, but like
the real fake world,
Superman showed up at the end. Why the hell wasn't he there to like guide him in the beginning?
Off planet fighting Darkseid. Boom, fixed it.
Thank you for clarifying that.
But it was an impersonator. It wasn't even Henry Cavill, all right?
Right, that's we all know that. But it just peeves me when they do that. It just I would for once like a comic book film based in a universe. Well, it does. We have it with the Marvel. They cross over all the damn time. So I would like DC to kind of do that in a different way. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. But 15 minutes left, guys. So I thought it would be kind of cool to like go over some of our favorite and least favorite moments real quick. Anybody like to start?
I guess I'll start. What was I talking about? Okay, so you guys are saying, or we were kind of talking about it, but the Avengers Assemble moment is definitely so freaking cool. It did. I don't think it sounded silly. It was completely like silent in my theater when everyone was coming. Like everyone cheered when people were coming through the portals, right? But when you knew like he was gonna say it, everybody like you'd hear a pin drop, you know, and and then he said
Oh yeah,
it.
I knew he was gonna say it too.
And I thought it was so awesome. I thought it was like, one of my friends, or the New World Gamer, Justin, he said like, it was like that part in South Park where Kenny's like fighting for heaven against hell, whatever, weird tangent. But one of the angels reacts. He said, "Oh my gosh, this battle's like Lord of the Rings, but 3 times more epic." And that's exactly what I
3
thought.
times more epic.
But I thought it's like Ready Player One, except we care. So
yeah, it was pretty cool.
I really freaking enjoyed it. I'm sure I'm missing. Oh, there's one thing I wanted to say. I keep forgetting about it. But so when at the end Cap goes and returns the stones, right? And he has Mjolnir, so he's worthy. Oh, that's awesome and everything. But when he stays, I was like, what if at any point in that like journey he like becomes unworthy and like he can't pick up Mjolnir, and now it's just stuck in whatever time he's in. So like, what if he's like there returning like the Tesseract?
Like he got
the
drunk
70s?
one night and smacked Peggy, and now he can't pick up Mjolnir.
Dude, what I was thinking was like he's just like in the 70s or whatever, and then he's just thinking about how he just wants to pork Peggy Carter, and so like he just drops the hammer. He's like, ah, shit. Like that's not a very Captain America thing to think. No, I dropped it. So like now Mjolnir's just stuck in the 70s because he just wanted to hit it. So he's like, hey Peggy, you know how you had a family? They gone. They erased your mind. But he didn't erase her family because like it didn't change. He just lived with Peggy and created another alternative timeline. Bum bum.
Leo, you're being very quiet.
I'm sorry.
Leo?
Did you hit mute again?
Leo.
Luke. Oh. Luke.
Leo.
He'll come.
Okay. Well, hello?
Did you have mute on again, Leo?
No, dude. I didn't even mute myself. I just like came back to the Hangouts window and it was muted. I don't know what the hell. Chris, shut me out, guys. Shut me out.
I haven't even touched the controls all show.
Chris, shut me out, y'all.
No, I didn't, man.
Cut the cord on this cat.
No. I would have done it on the Last Jedi fucking
God. Well,
not this one.
Great Star Wars movie. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day.
But you obviously we were just talking about favorite moments and
yeah, I heard the as soon as you said the part where he says Avengers Assembled, yeah, I had to agree. I mean, that's one of those scenes that just sends chills down your spine. You're like, oh my God, everybody's back, they're ready to go. Like, we're back.
For some reason I did not see that coming. Well, I was so caught up in the fact that Cap was getting his royal ass handed to him. And how fucking powerful is Thanos? Because they almost had the gauntlet off him when he had 4 Infinity Stones. But then when it's Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America, no fucking stones, he's just kicking so much ass. Yeah, so like how fucking just with no Infinity Stones. Is that strong as Thanos?
I think it's because he was like he becomes like a religious warrior after he gets the first Infinity Stone.
Yeah, he does.
Like he takes off his armor and he's just like, oh, like I respect you, but I'm gonna fucking make you a children of Thanos, a child of Thanos. And in this one, he's still like warlord. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass.
Well, in this one, he was like, I'm going to destroy everything.
Yeah, it's personal
reduce
now.
Everything down to atoms. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
he's literally gonna just tear everybody up.
That was God Doom. Like that was a God Doom thing. Like from Secret Wars 2. He's like, you know what? I tried to make a universe with all you motherfuckers, but you guys I just tried to steal Reed Richards' wife for the millionth time, and you guys are just always getting in my way.
Also, we got to see a display of Captain Marvel's power because the big 3 were struggling against Thanos, but he had to use the Power Stone against her.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Which is why she should have, why she can't be there all the time because writing problems.
No, she can't be there all the time because of the galaxy.
No,
man.
because you
the Guardians of the Galaxy are white.
Stop acting like we're having a podcast in the actual MCU world for just fucking 5
Dude,
seconds.
I'm just saying.
And
Like,
say, as a critic, a reviewer, as a nerd, you know she can't be because she's a Mary fucking Sue.
Would you rather
Oh,
it be like
man.
her get Professor X'd every movie? Like, oh no.
I'd rather her not be in the MCU, and we lost Black Widow, and nobody's talking about that.
oh man. Oh,
I
Yeah.
like her. I've
that was-
always
that
liked
was
the character.
really sad.
That
Yeah.
was, and they,
That
dude, and they
killed me,
fought.
bro.
They fought each other to do it. Oh my
Yep.
god, dude, that was like, come on, heartstrings.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard.
I
I
guess
like
I
how
could
it
say-
displayed. I like how it displayed a different kind of love, like a brother and sister love.
Yeah.
Thought it was
Very
good.
close bond between best friends.
Mhm.
I honestly didn't see one of those two characters actually biting the dust.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when
me
they were
neither.
there,
We're
I
gonna
thought it
get
was
a-
gonna be Hawkeye.
We're gonna get a Widow solo film and a prequel, I guess, but
Yeah, it'd be a prequel, I would suppose.
it would be very,
But I didn't see either of those going either. I was pretty shocked, and then when it got down to the two of them, I thought it'd be Hawkeye that would die.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
But I knew it wouldn't be because the opening scene. There's filmmaking. There's a reason why he had opened with Hawkeye.
But I just thought because like it would make it bittersweet, like
No,
He
they're not gonna
brought
rip our
his-
heart out that big.
they sure did, dude. And Vision never came back. I was like, whoa.
Yep, no vision.
Remember
You
when
took
Bruce
everything
said,
from
if you
me, and
take out-
she's like, I don't even know who you are. Like, who the fuck you are, crazy ass
That was-
witch.
That was awesome. She was
But-
enough to take him out. He had to
Oh, yeah.
order the command.
he had to rain down hell,
He had to
call him the
call
airstrike.
Hellfire.
hmm I like how
But Josiah, our troops, fuck them.
fuck 'em. They're cannon fodder, dude. Who cares?
I
But I
watched
like-
the rest of the tapes, Ma. You die.
you don't know
by,
what's happening
right. You fly out the side of a fucking hole in the spaceship. Shut the fuck
because
up.
this fucking kid
Yo, that was
watched
awesome
Alien.
when she took down the ship, though. Captain Marvel. That was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Cause she-
Yeah.
And just Chris is like, I don't know. It's all right.
Chris does
No,
not
man.
like Captain Marvel, but I
I-
love Captain Marvel.
I don't
I
know.
really
There's
want
something about
Worse.
I don't know, man. I don't know why I don't like her. Just something about her face.
Very nice. Very, very. Oh,
It's not
very
that it's-
critical.
I would
Right,
say
very
that's
critical.
that's quality, but all right.
No, I mean like her face. Like she just like when guys, have you ever like she
Smug?
just seems smug? Yeah.
That's
Oh,
kind of how the character is, though. Very
in the
much
comic,
like
yeah, in the
character,
comic book, she was really hot headed.
very, very smug and hot headed.
But it just I think my feelings on the character are mixing in with my personal feelings of the person. So,
It's hard to do, you know.
but I also think
It's
she's
hard to separate.
overpowered, and I disagree with you, Leo. The reason why she's not always there is not because the fucking universe needs her. God damn it!
Yeah, dude.
It's not. No, it's
Yeah, it
because if
is.
we had her fighting every damn fight,
It'd be
There
OP.
would be no fight.
You're
There'd be
right.
no,
OP,
there'd
right.
be no movie.
She's so damn OP.
Yep. They got to
it-
keep her out
Right, and that's like, why the fuck have her? Like,
because there is a
Because-
moment when she's needed.
because we need her to make a grand
Yes,
dance
we did.
entrance when we need her to. It's gonna
Yep,
become
I'm
it's
cool
gonna
with
become
that.
a meme if it shouldn't. It's when is when
Let her
is
make the grand entrances, man. Hell,
when is the moment
somebody's
where,
got to do it. Superman does that shit.
Yeah, I was thinking about that with Stephen Wolf. I was like, it's just 5 people waiting for Superman
Yep.
to show up. But
right,
but,
hold
you
them
know,
off.
oh,
Mark will
why-
be here.
why
Right.
didn't they just ride the Eagles all the way to Mordor? Like, come on. You said it yourself. You weren't even thinking about Avengers Assemble. You weren't thinking like, oh, Captain Marvel's gonna show up right here. Like they suspended your disbelief.
No, I knew she
They-
had to come back, and I
Well,
knew it
yeah,
was
she
gonna come back
did.
at a fucking moment where it's like all hope is lost and shit.
It sounds like they're damned if
It's
they do, damned if they
Superman, bro.
don't.
Oh no, they're
I kn-
totally screwed. They're screwed no matter what they do.
I think that they need to find a way to depower her, quote, like try and get it like a level playing field, like the way you do that with Superman. Oh, kryptonite, but yeah, also you throw him out in space where everyone's just as powerful as him. That's
Yeah, you
also
bring
a way
in-
you could do that. So like, there was a theory out there that she was like she got snapped, but she's so powerful that she stayed alive. So she didn't have like her powers. She had like one arm tied behind her back because she was concentrating on not being dusted the whole time. So I think that would have been like kind of cool, but they didn't do that.
That would have been dope as hell.
Like, so she's like not super powerful. She can't destroy like a whole fleet, but she's still there, and like she can blast some people, but she can't go like full
in
binary.
Captain Marvel, she was about to take Ronan's fleet down, bro.
And he's just like, "Yeet, we're out of here."
Yeah, hit reverse, bro. We're fucking out.
Right.
Shit. That was awesome, man. Come on, Chris. Team Captain Marvel, bro.
There were some really cool moments in the film that were like just odd, funny moments. Like the whole time when Scott Lang was eating the taco and the landing and the taco, which just flew right, the inside of the taco just flew right out of the shell. And I just think that
Rhodey landed, he was
right.
like, ah!
Right. I just think there's those little cool moments throughout this whole film that just were really fun, and it broke up the lightheartedness and because we all knew that we were going to be hitting the feels at the end of this motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
And we got the laughs kind of out of the way, and it was really somber towards the end of it, but just a really cool, unique experience that of cinematic history, guys. You know, and we just came to the end of it. It's bittersweet as fuck, but awesome at the same time. And I don't know. Let's go, Nico. So, what are your final thoughts on Endgame? Leave us with something.
Well, so I like how this story is more character driven. It didn't focus on like so much action beats, but yet still had like the craziest action scene like maybe in cinema history, at least for me. But the thing I love about the MCU isn't like the action scenes. Like, yeah, Winter Soldier is really cool. The Battle of Wakanda is really cool. But I love the in-between moments where characters just get to be people. And like in Civil War where they talk about the Accords, in Age of Ultron and the after party scene where they're just hanging out trying to pick up Thor's hammer. Like I felt like there was still a lot of those kinds of scenes, like while they're in the 70s and like Tony and Cap are trying to figure out stuff, or while like there's still those moments. Like you said, the taco scene. There's still those moments, and I think it's really awesome. And that's really why like I keep coming back to the MCU, because I'm visiting old friends. Like I said before, I think it's the full potential of the Avengers realized. Thought it was badass. It was super emotional. Like it felt like the end. I think each character like fulfilled their quote destiny almost, but for lack of a better word. And I thought it was a great ride. You're saying like, oh, maybe it's not the best movie. That's fine. To me, Endgame is 22 movies long. Like watching all that, going on this joyride throughout the MCU. Like I take it all together, and that's why this movie is like it's skyrocketed to my favorite MCU movie, favorite superhero movie. I know it's like too soon to tell. I have to watch it again. I know that, but. Like I reserve the right to change my mind at any time, but right now,
of course, because we don't know what the future holds.
That too. It didn't undo Infinity War, which was also like has to be my second now because that was my favorite when that one came out. So it didn't undo it, and it didn't. It put you in such a weird position where like, yeah, we need to undo the snap, but I don't want to undo this last 5 years because I do like Tony Stark having his family. Like I do. It put us in such a weird position. And I think it did great. Somehow tried to make sense of time travel. More didn't really, but like we understood Dragon Ball Z rules can't change the future, even though you've messed with the past. And I'm glad this movie made $1 billion. I think it deserves it. I thought Avatar was just okay. Let's get it out of the #1 spot. Take that, James Cameron. I think it was great fan service. I just want to thank you, Marvel Studios, for like this is what happens when. You care about continuity, and you like listen to your fans, and you treat it like maybe the fans have a little ownership of it too.
Wow, man, that was really fucking well said, to be honest with you, and I agree with everything you just said.
You're right. I'm like
Leo, you have a hard time following that. Good luck, Leo.
Yeah, I was like, he pretty much summed up all my thoughts. I will say, though, I've been attached to this universe, all of us have, for 11 years. Like, it's as you said, Nico, this is not one film. This is 22. This is the wrap up, the culmination of an entire universe that has wrapped us in so much that, again, like you said, Nico, it pulls us into the characters so much that we enjoy the moments in between more than we do the big fights. I mean,
Mhm.
I
Yeah, I
love,
agree.
don't get me wrong, I love the fighting and the choreography, and the Russo brothers just know how to handle action incredibly well, especially crazy coming off of a couple comedies before that, and diving right into this was just their sweet spot. But this was just the perfect conclusion to the story. We got to see these arcs come to a great close for every character. I know some characters ended up dying, but I mean that's just the consequence of what Thanos brought to the table. But I loved the like ending montage where we got that voiceover from Iron Man, and it was just talking about family and being there and being present, and everybody being saved, and him just signing off to his daughter, "I love you 3000." It was just such a great ending arc for everybody.
Mhm.
That and I know that it'll never get this big again, but man, I sure have enjoyed it this entire time. It's felt like every year we have something to look forward to, and it's a Marvel movie coming up. It's been this hell of a joyride, and I couldn't be happier with this ending, man. Like it blew me out of the water, and yeah, it's definitely my favorite for right now.
I agree with everything you guys said. We're just spot on. Very poignant points, and for me, the emotional ride was awesome. I got into the MCU late, and because I was in my dark DC phase, I was like, I like my gritty, dark superhero movies. But I actually kind of really fell back in love with these comic books. I went back and just bought new comic books, read old ones that I had forgotten, storylines and all that stuff, and it just reinvigorated that spirit that I had for these really cool characters in these moments. And then doing this, like the history of it, guys, nothing ever like this has ever been done. So for me, that's really cool. I'm gonna miss seeing those characters on screen together, like you guys were saying. I'm gonna miss the emotional cues and the music. Like I'm gonna miss Captain America's theme or the Avengers theme coming in certain moments of these movies with these characters making appearances, and it's not gonna be the same. So it's gonna be a little bittersweet for me moving forward. I don't, not to get kind of because we're getting a little over on time, guys. But like Leo was saying before, like we said in the beginning, it's still a little like question marky about what ifs about what's going on in phase 4, if they're even going to call it that. But it's been a hell of a ride, guys. I think we can all just agree with that.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it has.
All right, Nico, dude, it's been a pleasure having you on. It's been so much fun. Thank you so much. And where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at New World Nerds. You can find us here on YouTube's at New World Nerds. So like, comment, subscribe to all that cool stuff. And we'll definitely have Chris back on, and Leo, maybe we'll have you on one of these days. Always down for more collabs.
I'm down.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Oh man,
it's
been an awesome pleasure. And guys, I'll come back and I'll leave links for both Leo's stuff and for Nico's stuff. So come back and check that out once I get it posted. Leo, where can people find you?
Hey, find me over at Geekly Goods on YouTube and geeklygood.com, guys. Come visit. We're getting up some content very soon about Avengers Endgame. Man, this was a great discussion, guys. Can't wait for more. Nico would definitely be down to collab, bro. Hit us up on Geekly Goods on YouTube, guys. Like, subscribe, shout out. What's up?
Awesome, guys. And if you like what you hear, don't forget to hit that like button. Leave a comment. Tell us what you think about Endgame. And we'll see you guys in the next podcast over on Leo's channel in the next 2 weeks. Take care, guys.